Hello, everybody. Welcome to Joe the Lawyer. Today, I'm going to talk about the top 10 reasons why the police pull you over on suspicion of DUI. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Those are free ways to support the show. Hit me with a like, hit me with a share, hit me with a subscribe. My name is Joe Pometto. I'm a practicing criminal defense attorney in Pittsburgh, PA. And on this channel, we cover legal news. I give legal takes. I talk about the law. This is not legal advice, though. Take this information, do what you will with it, but go forward. Consult a local attorney. I'm only licensed in the state of Pennsylvania. Okay, before we jump in, everybody raise your cup, raise your glass in the air. Cheers. A little orange cream, Coke Zero. Yeah, I drink weird stuff, but it's diet. I don't want that cream sugar. I don't want that corn syrup. All right, cheers. Instead, I'm taking the artificial flavors in. And one more thing before I start. I have been a practicing attorney for 12 years. I've done over 1,000 DUIs, over 1,000 traffic cases. I might be into even the 3,000s or more with the amount of traffic cases I have done. So these are not in any particular order, with number 1 being the most common, number 10 being the least common. And this isn't scientific. Okay, I haven't added up all my cases, etc. But based on my observations, 12 years of experience, this is what I see most often, what I see the most, and what I think are the 10 most common reasons police pull someone over on suspicion of DUI. Okay, number 1, erratic driving. So we're talking about swerving, curb checking, or running over a solid double line. Those are 3 of the most common ways, and those are always reasons for police to pull someone over. Interesting fact, in Pennsylvania, if you go over a solid line in the middle of the road once, that is not enough probable cause for the police to pull you over. Something it's called the momentary and minor doctrine. That is not enough. Police can't pull you over for one tiny little infraction like that. However, if you did it 2 or 3 times, absolutely, they can pull you over. If you ended up on the other side of the road, they can pull you over. If you curb checked, if you were swerving ridiculously, or any combination of these things, they can pull you over. Erratic driving is always going to tip a police officer off. Maybe there's a DUI there. Okay, number 2, you run a stop sign, run a red light, or frankly, you violate any sign. We all know what the police do. Maybe you don't, but the police know where the most frequented areas are where somebody will run a stop sign or someone will run a red light, and they're going to sit there and they're going to wait for you. And they're going to pull over everyone who does it. And they might pull over 10 people. Well, one of them is probably a DUI, and we all know the police, they want to make money for their jurisdiction. They want to push their stats up. They're incentivized to do this, so don't give them a reason. Any sign violation is a reason to pull someone over. This is very frequent, and many of these things that I'm going, they run together, right? Erratic driving plus running a stop sign. Taking turns too wide. That is something that I've seen as well. So keep that in mind. Hitting a curb, hitting other vehicles. We'll get into accidents a little bit later. But any type of erratic driving. Oh, one other very common one. Driving under the speed limit. Yes, speeding, of course. But if you're in a 35 and you're doing 25, and you're 10 miles under, you better believe the police are watching you. It's suspicious behavior. And you might say, I wasn't breaking any law. That's true. You weren't. And that alone may not be probable cause to pull you over, but if they combine it with something else, a little bit of swerving plus driving under the speed limit, you better believe the lights are going to go on, boom, and you're going to be talking to a police officer. Okay, number 3. Any of your legal vehicle documents are expired or suspended. So what am I talking about? Registration, insurance. In Pennsylvania, you have to have your car inspected. Inspection, driver's license. All of those things have to be in line. Why? Because it's constitutional for the police to sit there watch every car that drives by and to just run the license plate and see who the owner of the vehicle is. Is their insurance? Is the registration good? Is their license good? This is a huge thing nowadays that they pull people over. I ran the license plate and saw that the driver was suspended, and I pulled the individual over. So don't let that happen to you. Get your documents in line. In Pennsylvania, inspection, you have to have that done. That's an easy peasy reason. The police officers don't even have to do any work. They just grab a number and then run it through the system, and they can pull you over. Okay, number 4, defect on your car. A light is out. Okay, so what's the most frequent light that is out? Of course, the running lights for the front of your vehicle, and of course your brake lights in the back. But any defect in your vehicle, the back bumper is hanging off a little bit, a cracked windshield, a messed up rear view mirror. I have seen everything. Any kind of damage to your vehicle is going to be probable cause / reasonable suspicion for the police to pull you over. And then if you've been drinking or they have suspicion, they are going to run you through the DUI protocol. So make sure your car is tip top too. You got the plastic on the window because your window doesn't go up and down. You better believe the police can pull you over for that. All right, number 5, middle light on the top of the cab. So this goes with 4, but I've seen this a couple of times. This is a tough one to explain to clients because it just doesn't make sense to them. And I don't know if it makes sense at all. But a lot of people who drive trucks, I'm not a truck driver, okay? On the top of the cab, they'll have a middle brake light. You all know what I'm talking about. You guys drive trucks, okay? Your brake lights on the back of your car or your truck could be fine. Everything else tip top with your car. But you didn't change that light on the top of the cab, that middle light, that middle brake light, and it's out. And here's the other thing. That's not even required by law. It's not required by law. But if the manufacturer put it on the vehicle and then that light's out, the police can pull you over for that. They can pull you over. They have probable cause to pull you over for a useless light that doesn't even need to be there on the top of your cab. And I've had multiple cases like this. In one case, I filed a motion. I was going to fight it. And then I looked into the law and I said to my client, we're going nowhere. There was a case on point in Pennsylvania that says police can pull you over like this, and it's probably the same in every other state. I only practice in Pennsylvania, but just be aware. I made that number 5 all on its own. All right, number 6, your license plate has to be visible. Any obstructions on your license plate can cause the police to pull you over. Now, if you have a fake license plate, like a sovereign citizen, you better believe they're going to get you. But a lot of people have frames, they do things, they put lights around the license plate, okay? And all these things that may obstruct a police officer's vision of the license plate, if you have that, you can get pulled over. In Pennsylvania, not long ago, the last plate I had, it started to deteriorate on its own. So you couldn't see the numbers because the paint was chipping off. That is something that they can pull you over for. I think I got pulled over for it, and I was like, why is this my fault? I didn't even know this was happening. It was literally like one day and like half of the paint was off. So do not obstruct your license plate, even if you have something cool you want to put on there. Okay, number 7, someone calls the police on you. Yes. And there's a couple, I'm going to give you a couple examples. One that I see all the time. Are you familiar with Sheetz gas station and convenience store? This could apply to any gas station or convenience store and maybe Wawa out in Philly. But I've had multiple cases where a client had pulled into a Sheetz, they were drunk, went into the store, the workers knew they were drunk, so the workers called the police, and the police will show up, arrest you in the store, they don't even have you in the vehicle. But guess what? You're on video driving into that Sheetz parking lot. This happens a lot. The police will be called by we can call them concerned citizens. I mean, call them what you will. Another scenario that I've seen, and one time I had a client who was driving home, had a passenger in the car. The driver and the passenger got into a tussle in the vehicle. Driver pulled over, was like, get out, walk home. That person got out of the car. The other person drove home. Well, the person who was made to walk, you better believe, called the police, said that the driver was drinking, told the police where the driver lived, and the police are at the house 5 minutes after the driver arrived. The police, if people, citizens, observe erratic or drunken behavior and then see you get into a car, they can call the police, and the police can pull you over just based on that statement. So keep that in mind. Be careful. Number 8, sleeping in the car. Now, I did an entire video on this. Check the video out. But if the police see you sleeping in a car, that's probable cause for them to come up and knock on the window and question you. And if they start questioning you and you smell like alcohol, just sometimes just being in a running car, sitting in the front seat in a running car is considered operation of a vehicle. You can be charged and convicted of a DUI. You could have been in the deepest sleep ever. Now, this analysis on this particular issue is pretty deep, so check out my other video. But if you're going to sleep it off, make sure the car isn't running and be in the back seat and don't have the keys. You don't want that vehicle to be or look operational in any way. But watch my other video. I go into much more depth on sleeping it off. Number 9, an auto accident. So any accident, even if it isn't your fault, is going to be a reason for the police to show up, find out what happened, issue tickets, and if they smell alcohol or in any way it's indicated that one of the drivers was under the influence, you better believe they're going to investigate. Now, maybe this goes to erratic driving, but maybe it doesn't, because I had a case where someone was driving in another car, boom, T-boned them. This person was driving, going through a light, doing everything right, everything perfectly legal. But then the police came on scene, smelled alcohol, ended up getting a blood sample and charged with a DUI. Watch out, even if it isn't your fault. And then number 10, this one, if you left the bar. Now, I have people who leave a bar and they get pulled over, and what they'll say to me, Joe, is that cop was sitting right there. This is entrapment. No, it's not. No, it's not. The police can sit there and watch people leave a bar. That is not reason enough alone to pull someone over. But they can observe for erratic behavior. Everybody who comes out gets in their car and starts driving. And if they go over a double yellow line, they take a turn too big, they run through that stoplight right down the street, boom, police can pick you up. Doesn't matter he saw you leaving the bar. Yeah, that may have tipped him off a little bit. That's not reason enough to pull you over, but it's also not entrapment. So if the police want to sit there and watch people leaving a bar, you better believe they can. That's what Uber is for. And use common sense. Be ultra sensitive to this on New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, and holidays. So those are my top 10 reasons that the police will pull you over under suspicion of DUI. If you can take care of those things, learn from this video. Don't allow these things to happen. You will be a much better driver. You'll be in a much better place, and you'll be much less likely to get a DUI. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. If you like my content, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Get me views, please, everybody. If you like my content, I'm going to keep pumping this out. Get me views. I'm going to keep giving you really high quality legal content. I'd love to dedicate more time to this, and so I need my channel to grow in order for that to happen. All right, have a terrific day. Joe Pometto out.